Good morning, Canadian Yarn Hoard. My name's Alyssa, and today is the day after Remembrance Day. I did say when I did the poppy that I was going to do another project this week. This is going to be the project. There is one row here, right here, that shouldn't be red. It should be green. I didn't know that until I got to the top. So we're going to change one row on this, but I'm going to show you how I generally did the bag. So I'm going to move you over. If you notice, actually, before I do that, there's Willow right here. And then Salem is just over there. He's looking at somebody, probably Maya. So if you are new, thank you very much for coming. If you're a regular viewer, thank you very much for coming back. To the new viewers, what I like to do is I do a video Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. That is just a daily update showing you a project I'm working on behind the scenes, something that takes a longer time, could take weeks. And I show you the progress on that I make daily. And then Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, I do a project video like today, where I'm going to show you how I believe you can help, how you can make something like this. It isn't really my own pattern. However, I saw somebody doing the idea of the flowers, and I wanted to do poppies, so my addition is to add the black to the center. So I am going to move you over to the overhead cam, and I'll explain the yarn and everything, and we'll get started. All right, so we are going to use a 5mm hook, just showing that. And here is the red we're going to use. I used a different color. This one, however, I really liked the red on it. It is called Cherry Red. It is just a super saver, obviously. It is a 4 medium. It recommends a 5.5 hook or a 5 needle. So those are what that recommends. Now this is a Red Heart Super Saver, and this is a Bernat Super Value. So the Bernat is a 4. And they are both acrylic, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they're both. Oh, actually, all three are going to be 100% acrylic because the next color is black. So it's the same as the very same brand, or it's premium. So it's a bit softer, but it is an acrylic. They both recommend a 5mm hook and a 5mm needle, and they're both a 4s. So that's black. This one is deep sea green and cherry red. Now I wanted the deep sea green because, as I said, my son is in the Navy, so for him these colors work. What we're going to do is we are going to start. That is not the right color. Where is my end? Right there. So we are going to start with doing a base. So the base of all of my bags I like to do is a single square of single crochets. And the reason I like to do that is because if you have something in it, you don't want things falling out, and you want to make sure your project is kept pretty good and safe. I do believe this bag is a pretty good bag. I just have a couple of dollar store yarns in it right now. I'm going to chain 20 stitches on the bottom, so that's 1. So what you do to start, in case you're new, on this you don't need a tail very much, so having as little as possible isn't a big deal. There's your slip knot. I will show you that again if you'd like. Put this back just a little bit, and I think that'll be perfect. So you make a hole, you wrap it around 2 fingers, and you hold it with your thumb. So you're pinching it here, come up, put your hook through, wrap around, and pull through. And do that again. Sorry, I'm used to making magic rings. So there's your slip knot, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now there's 20 stitches there. What you want to do is do 21. That way, when you can turn the chain on the inside, and you will see these bars on the back. Those are the ones I like to work in. You can just as easily grab these loops on the side when you're working with a chenille or a bulky yarn that is fuzzy. It is a great time to just go with whatever loop you find. If I can see the loops and the bars really well and very clearly, I like to go in the back bar, because especially with bags, because you are going to go around and pick that up at the end. So this allows it to be a little bit better of a stitch. And you're just going to single crochet. I'm not sure how many rows I did. I will measure that in just a second. So I'm going to count the rows. So that's the going around. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I have about 22 rows I'm going to single crochet for. So I will do that because it's all the same thing. You're just going to go in. Oh, that is sitting in a really bad place. There we go. Let's see if that's a little easier. Pardon me. So we're just going to keep going across and single crocheting. You go through the bar, around the loop, pull through the loop, wrap around the needle or the hook, and pull off. One of the things I do like to do, if you're new here, is I do like to try and incorporate knit and crochet. I don't find a lot of people do that. The reason I've done that is I have a very old knitting crochet pattern book. It's a pattern book of baby blankets and baby clothes, and I got it used from a yard sale, and I have some of the patterns in it, and the one pattern that I didn't have all of it to do, but you could clearly tell it had knit and crochet on it. If I actually find it, I know where it is, but if you actually ever see my wall of patterns, you would know it's not an easy thing to get through. Now, I do like to use this last one as a stitch. It's where your slip knot was. I just find it makes it a nice, easy finish if you incorporate it in. It does mean you have an extra stitch, but since this is a bag, the number isn't huge. If you want to do 30 stitches, if you want to do 40 stitches, it does not matter. I find a bag size like this is a really good size. So I try to keep to between 20, 25 stitches for a bag. I find that's a really good size, especially the size of yarn. If you have larger yarn, it can make a nice large size. But if you go, say, 30, 40 stitches, it's going to be a big bag. So that's why I said I do like a little bit smaller. If you want a little bit larger, it's not hard to do. So I'm going to continue my 20 rows or 21 rows, and I will be back when I'm done and show you the next stage. Okay, so I have my 21 rows. Now what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to put a stitch marker here because this is going to be the start of your full row. You're going to chain 2, which I've done, and now you're going to go single crochet all the way around all the rows, all of it. So you're going to go all the way around, making the bag. So this should be your final count for how many stitches you have. The reason I don't usually count it, I just usually go down the line, just like this. And then when you get to a corner, I'll show you what we're going to do. Pardon me. So you're just going to keep going your single crochet. And then this next part, if you have seen my hand towels or my other bag projects, you will know what's coming. So this is the final stitch right here. You're going to go into it on this particular spot. So 1, 2, 3 stitches all in the same stitch. And then now you're going to go down the sides. And honestly, I just look for a hole. So pull it. There should be one right there. and then right there. And you're just going to keep doing this all the way around all 4 rows. And you're just going to grow this row. This is your base row so that your next row can work on it. So I'm going to finish going around all this one, and then this one. And I will come back and I will show you what the next row is. So we're done that first full round row. So now we're going to chain 3 and you're going to double crochet in each stitch. So you're now not going to add any, you're not going to do anything, you're just going to double crochet all the way along. So, and that is wrap around your hook. So you have your loop, you wrap around your hook, you go through the 2 loops, you wrap around again, pull through, wrap around again, pull through 2 loops, wrap around and pull through 2 loops. So we'll do that again. Wrap around and in the hole. And as I do it, I wrap around again, I pull through, I wrap around again, I pull through 2, I wrap around again, and I pull through 2. And you're going to do that all the way around, and it becomes very simple. This is, you pretty much learn single crochet first, and then you learn double crochet, and then you learn triple crochet. And yes, these are US terms, not UK. I get very confused, and I hate bringing those terms in because I think it confuses people. UK has, basically, if it's a UK stitch, their single crochet is, I think, a single. Their half double crochet is a double crochet. Their double crochet is a treble crochet, and their triple crochet, it keeps going. It's just very confusing. I actually do follow some UK crocheters like Bella Coaco. I very much like her. I do have some of her things here. I find she's a very good teacher for stitches, so it's a good channel. I will put the link to Bella Coaco in below if you'd like. Well, I'll do it anyways, and if you were wondering, that is something from Bella Coaco. This is Sarah Jane Fragoli's. They are a card deck. They're actually really, really nice. I'll just show you this quickly. So they have all kinds of different patterns, the skill level, the stitches, and then on the back, how to do it. So I think it's a great idea, especially if you're new. I will link this in the below. As I said, I'll also try to link one of her videos. I don't know if it's just one lady or a group of people. I'm not sure. I've been watching them for a long time. Pardon me. And so you're just going to go all the way around in each stitch. I'll show you going around the corner because it's no different than you just follow each stitch. And I don't know why granny squares always start with a double crochet row, but they do. Or at least this is how I know. And what I mean by that is there's no spaces in between each of the bunches. You do that on the second row. So we are just going to finish off. I will come back and I will show you what to do in the next row. So I did just finish off this row. So the next row, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in this hole right here, you're going to put 3 double crochets. One, you're counting the first one as 1, so this is 2 and 3. Wrap around the needle, 1, 2, 3. So you skip 3 and you go into that 4, the one in between the third and the fourth. And then you do 3 in this hole, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of the single crochet, which is just as simple as this. I will show you the next row. I'll come back and I'll just show you how I start the next row, just so you know how to do, because it kind of offsets. So I'll show you what I do. And I will be back at the end of this row. So I just finished that second row. So there's my clusters. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now you can turn, and then you would start your first cluster here, and that will keep this seam going smoothly. I didn't. I kept going this way, and I just added, and it didn't seem to add stitches, but it did seem to carry my seam over to about mid-bag when I was done. But I am going to do that again. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, as you'll see, I said there was 4 rows before I started the red. This is my third row because our first row was the double crochets. So this is your third row. And this row is very simple to do because you're just looking for the holes. And you're going to finish off this and another green row, and I will come back and show you how I did the red, the black. So I'll be back in just a second. So now that I'm done the second, well, 1, 2, 3, I'm on the fourth row. You will have this because that was your start chain, and that's the first one, and that's the hole you're going to work in. So what I did here is I did 1, 2, and 3. And yet again, as you can see, this is where you started. It's starting to migrate, but that's okay. It doesn't look bad. It moves your start row, but that's okay. It doesn't, as I said, it doesn't manipulate the bag like you have extra stitches. And if you wonder what I mean by that, I have this bag here, and you can clearly see on this section, it ended up growing here. And I ended up getting it better up here, but down here I had increased stitches. And you can clearly see it when the bag is out. So that's what I mean when I say, oh, sorry, babe. It's growing. It's not growing here. It's just moving the start row. So this is going to be your final row of green for the moment. I'm going to finish it off, and then we're going to do the row of red and then a row of black. Okay, so I have that second row done. Now we're going to change to red. And the nice thing about Super Saver that a lot of people don't actually talk about, they used to actually put on their labels this side for outer pull and then this side for center pull. But the reality is you can see that that's a center pull. So I'm going to pull my yarn. We're going to change to red, and this color red is going to be every stitch. Now the next poppy row, or the next set of poppies, not the row, but if you can see here, there's poppy or green poppy, green poppy. I didn't do that here. I did a straight poppy so that way you can understand that this is going to be the straight poppy row. So it's going to be poppies all over. And then the next time I do the poppies, it will be every other poppy. And you're just going to do, I am going to trim this. Now, if you are a returning viewer, you know what I'm about to say. If you're new, I hate tails. I like to get them worked in right off the bat. So I'm going to start working this tail in right away because I do not like tails. They can make your work, they can get into the middle of your work, they can mess your work up. That, come on to this side, and then I'm going to go down, and then I'll go in there. And then I can trim that, and now it's not a problem in my way. And I will be using the green again, but I'm going to go into this hole, and you're going to go 1, 2, and 3. And you're just going to carry on with the red now all the way around. I will come back when we're done this, and I will add the black and show you how to do that. So now I finished it. I've pulled the slip knot together, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now this one, you're going to put on a stitch marker, and I do recommend a stitch marker as opposed to just pulling a really big loop. I don't find a really big loop does a lot other than, there we go, other than you're going to end up pulling it at some point and possibly pulling it out. So what I did here is, let me get my black. Now, you want it to be in the center. So you're going to go into the third double crochet of that red row. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3. And you're going to double crochet like that without pulling it off the hook. And then you're going to do 3 loops. So that's 3 loops, 4 loops, and 5 loops. I know this might be a little harder to see. And then you're going to wrap around, close it, 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to be in the center of this next one. So you're going to go wrap around, pull through the 2 loops, wrap around back in the same stitch, pull out, wrap around, pull through 2 loops, leaving 3 on the hook, wrap around, pull through 2 loops, that's 4 on the hook, and you're going to wrap around, pull through 2 loops. You should have 5 on the loop, pull through, 1, 2, 3, and then the second crochet, double crochet of each cluster is the one you put these in. So you're just going to keep going like this. Two, 4, 5, and you're going to do that all the way around. I will come back and show you how to finish this off, this black row off, and then start the next red row. So I just finished the black. I trim that off. I'm going to darn that in, and you don't connect them. You don't need to connect them at all, so that's okay. So I'm going to, I like to try and double the way the hook went so I can really nice and tighten them in. And then I'm going to come down here, that, and then I will just run one in here. So there's that. Next is going to be the red, and you did not, hopefully you did not cut it. You don't need to cut it yet. We will be cutting it soon, I'm sure, once we're done 2 more rows. So you're going to do 2 rows of the double crochets. So 1 proper double crochets, not the ones we just did with the blacks. 1, 2, and 3. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go into that space, holding the red and the black together, and you're going to go 1, 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to do that all the way across. And then you're going to do another row of red. So I'll be back when I'm done the 2 rows of red, and I'll show you how we go back to the green. And I will be back in a second. So I have the red done. I'm going to trim it off. We are going to go back to the green, and we're going to transfer to the green. So we're going to change colors, going through those 2 loops. And then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and you're in the green now. So you're going to do 4 rows of green, and I will come back at the end of these 4 rows to show you how I did the next set of poppies, because they're done a little bit differently. So I will be back after I do 4 rows green to show you the next set. So we're on to the, so 1, 2, 3, 4 is done. So this will be the 5th row. We're going to do this one with red. So I'm going to do the first one with green. So there's my first one. Now, this is where you're going to bring your red in, and you do it behind the green thread. So go around, carry the thread with you, and work your 3 double crochets now. So 1, 2, and 3. And then this one, you're going to, next one is red. So you're going to do a green one now. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to grab the red. And if you notice, I'm carrying the thread with me. I'm working that green thread in. 1, 2, and 3. And then what you do is you carry the green thread over, and then you tighten up and you run the red thread with the green now. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to work that into the next red stitch. So I'll show you how to do that, but you're definitely going to want to work it in. It will help to the aesthetics of the bag. So I'm going to finish my rows just by doing that. And I'm going to trim this little guy off. And I will be back to show you how to do the black row. So I'm done the red and green row. We're going to trim the green yarn because I'm going to do a full red yarn, and we'll bring it back for the next one. So I'm going to go in here, go 1, 2, 3, grab my stitch marker wherever it's gotten to. Oh, stop. That did not realize I did not have my mic on. So as you can see, I finished off the red. So now I'm going to, where did I put my stitch marker? So we're going to put the stitch marker on. Then I'm going to go into that center red one. And we're going to do the black row again, like we did the last time. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 4 more rows in this spot. So that's 3, 4, 5. Now on this one, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the next red one. So you're going to bypass the green. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pull through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to do that all the way around, and I will come back and show you the next row. So now that I'm done the black row, we're going to go up. We're going to grab, put that stitch marker away, and we're just going to do the red ones. So this is an entire red row. 2, 3. And then what you want to do here, though, is you want to come over and make sure you get the black in it. So 1, 2, 3. And then you go into this one. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to do that all the way around. I will come back when we're done this row, and I'll show you how to finish it off. The one thing I did forget to do was to grab that red row. So I'm going to go back to the beginning, because that first row doesn't have it, but this second row did. And all you want to do, you want to go around and you want to grab the red string as well and make sure it gets tucked into all of it. So 1, 2 and 3. So you're going to do that. And then, like I said, you're going to come over here. You can grab the green one or you can leave the green string. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be grabbed. But you do want to make sure you grab the red one every time you see it. So that way it'll look better and more cohesive. Like right there. Looks so much better grabbing it up, tucking it up with the others. And then you don't see this little red string. So it does look a lot better. Oh, I'm going to have to tag that in somewhere. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do because I want to tighten this one up and not have it loose like that. So I'm going to tighten it through the back. And then I'm going to come up and go into the black. And that should keep it in its place. And you can kind of weave it around in here. And there, that one should now be tucked up and in. And that way, because your first one and your last one are always going to be a little bit more floppy because they don't exactly have an anchor point on both ends. They only have the anchor point on one. So if you don't like that, there you go. You can tighten it up and it looks just fine. So I'm going to finish this row and I will come back and I will show you the next red row. And then I will show you how I finished it off. Okay, so now we are done that red petal row. So we're going to do our last red and green one. So what I want to do is go 1, 2, and 3. And then you got to carry the yarn with you on this one. So you're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Now this one, you're going to yet again transfer over to the red, carry the green with you, go to the black, and there you go. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to switch colors. And we're going to do the green one. Oh, and don't forget, because you have the black here, you want to grab the black with this green one. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to switch. So 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to finish this row off, and I will show you how to finish this off, and we're almost done. So I just got the red and green row done, and I trimmed the red because that'll be the last of the red for this. If you want it to be just the last of the row because you want to continue this pattern on, by all means. If you're doing a blanket or something else, by all means. But I'm only making this little bag, so I'm just going to run my needle through a few times, tightening up the darning needle, or tightening up the threads at the end. Now what you're going to want to do is green for 2 rows. So I have 2 full rows of green here. So I did 1 above basically. So I'm just going to do, let me just check. So that's 1 and the red, and then 1. Yep. So I just did one more row of green. So we're going to do that. So 1, 2, 3 in the hole, making sure you grab all the threads that are extra. So 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to finish this row, grabbing all the threads, making sure you have all of it tightened in. Kind of tuck in that tail there. There's that. 1, 2, and 3. And you're just going to do that all the way around. And then I will show you how I did the handle. So I'll be back in just a second. So I have that green row done. What I did then was I did a row of single crochet around the top. So I'm going to finish that. So chain 1, and then in each of the holes I just do a single crochet. And that way you can single crochet the handle. It may take you a little bit longer than double crochet, but I like the way single crochet kind of tightens up the mouth of a bag. So I'm just going to finish going around and I will show you how I do the handle, and we're almost done. So I finished the single crochet row. I'm going to actually take that stitch marker out. I have a bad habit of forgetting them. Now this one you're going to want to trim, and you can darn this one in. And I know I don't have a handle yet. You could leave this as a basket, but I am making a bag because I do like the bags myself. With the amount of yarn I have, it always helps to have another bag kicking around. So I'm just going to darn in this needle, or in this thread. There we go. And then I have a very easy cheat for how to find the center. And what I do is I line up the corners. So you're going to go here, grab those two, and then come here. And then I go about 3 stitches away. So I find where the corners are, and I fold that in half. And from there, I go back a couple of stitches in case I didn't have that fully in screen. Now, I did do single crochet with this handle. I'm going to do double crochet with this one today. I'd like to go a little faster because this project has taken me 4 hours today. So it is a very long time. 3, 4, 5. And then what you're going to do is go 1, 2, 3. Turn your work is just the easiest way to do it. And then 1, 2, 3. And then grab that last one, 4. Okay. And you're going to do this so that it's long enough so that it'll stretch across when the bag is full. I will show you. I don't measure handles. I like to do them like this because each bag is separate and different. So you're just going to want to make enough to just have a bit of a handle over the bag. So I'm going to finish it off. I will measure it when I come back and show you how I've done it. So I've got the handle done. As I said, I just did double crochet. Didn't take me very long. And now you want to trim off just enough so that you have a tail to tie it in. And this is where I use yet another technique, that I'm used to doing, which is how I do handles. So what I like to do is I like to grab the bag, pull it like this, get the centering, and then flip it over. And that way you can just grab the top 2 bars, the top 2 bars, and you can go all the way, and you're pretty much centered because you pretty much lined it up with the centering. And then you just go backwards. And I always take a little bit of extra time with the handle because it will take more abuse than just about anything else on the bag. So then I'm going to darn in this end and we will be done. So there you have it. There is my Granny Stitch Poppy bag in honor of remembrance. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye.